I'm going back to recover more of these bones from that roe deer that I found the other night. And while I go there, here's a little clip from the other night when I got all excited thinking I'd found a tooth. Wait a minute. Let's have a look. Look at this one. Look at that. Almost like an incisor. I'll put that in a separate bag. Okay, so now I'm back where I found the remains. So you see most of the spine is still here. So what I'm just going to do is rake around and see what other bones I can turn up and see if we can find any indications of bite marks on anything. Plenty of examples of hair anyway here. So I'll just start raking around and see what I get. I've got one half of a jawbone. Some more larger bone there from a leg. Another shoulder blade. Careful I don't mark it. I might actually end up with a full skeleton, you never know. All the hair is here anyway. You can see that clearly. I think I might have said in the first segment you watched that this is actually very close to a sighting. It does look like the whole skeleton's here, so I don't think any of the limbs have been dragged away by anything else. If it was killed, it was consumed here. If it died, it was scavenged here probably. It's entirely possible, of course, that it could just die of disease or old age or even boredom. So it's all in here, this area here. I hope I find the other jawbone, or the other half of it. Now, you can see, where's the camera? You see that tiny little bit of bone there. That's probably from one of the legs, and that's one of the bones that's helped connect up tendons. That's the kind of thing that I found the other night, and then I thought, oh, it's a tooth. But of course, there's no root to it, so it's obviously not a tooth. I don't think I'll take that back. I don't need that. I don't think the other half of the jawbone is in this immediate area, so I'll go over here now and look. Because that's where the skull was, just over there. So it's probably more likely lying over there. It'll be a bit frustrating if I can't find that other bit of the jawbone. So this is where the skull was sitting. No, I'm just not seeing it. There's still no sign. So it's possible maybe that part of the jawbone's been carried off by something. It's always possible. Right, I think I'll just go back to the house now and we'll have a look at some of the bones. So here we have all the bones that I brought back. I've been examining them, and the ones that I find of interest in particular are this piece of vertebrae here, this piece of the mandible, hip joint, and we'll have a look at the skull as well. Okay, let's look at the hip joint, or should I say pelvis. Now here's the first thing I noticed. That was that mark there, and this here. So I'll put the ruler there so you can see, get an idea of the measurement. And I'll flip it over and show the other side. Okay, I'll hold that there. So I sent a picture of this to Rick Minter, and he responded saying, let me find it, I think those are likely pits from carnassial cusps and shearing at the edge. So that's his opinion on that. Now let's look at something else. Now I think this is the first cervical vertebra, or atlas as it's known. Thank God for the internet. That didn't come off the top of my head anyway. Right, now where was this bit I saw? Okay. Let's look at this side here. So you see it's quite smooth, doesn't appear to be damaged at all. Looks okay. Although I don't know, is that a tooth mark there? Some kind of scrape of sorts. Let's turn it round here, and you can see there appears to be some kind of damage. Ah, now looking at that, that's the same as the other side, so that's nothing to do with a tooth at all, or that one. But that's slightly interesting, because there is a difference between there and here. Again, I don't know whether that's the result of a tooth or not. There we go, that's a good angle on it now. You can get a better view of that. Let's see if I can turn it so you can get another look at it. Not so good from that side. I think this was the best angle here. Yeah, there we are, that's good. I'll put the ruler next to it so you can get an idea of scale. There we are. Okay, let's look at this mandible now. Now, as you can see, it's not complete. I've only got one part of it. But the part where the incisors and the canine should be is missing. So I don't know why that is. Hard to say if that's been bitten off or not. I have an idea about that, and I'll show you that shortly. There you are. I'll put the ruler next to it again. Hard to say if that's been bitten off or not. But I have an idea about what type of bite might have caused it. I don't know if type of bite is the right way to describe it, but I'll explain it, what I think. First of all, we'll look at the, or should I say before that, let's look at the skull. I did have a good look over that. I can't really see anything that would be a tooth mark. I don't know, is that some kind of scratch from a tooth? I don't know. But really, I didn't see anything on here that made me think there was any bites made to the head. That's, of course, if it is a cat cow. We don't know yet. But there's some interesting indications on that pelvic joint, anyway. That pelvic bone, I should say. But I'll take more detailed photographs and send them off for someone to look at. Now I'll show you the idea I've got about why the mandible may be like that. Right, this is my idea I've had about this. So we can see here the mandible is damaged. So why might that happen? Well, let's assume it was a cat that made the kill, and in doing so it put its mouth over the muzzle of the deer to smother it. But the grip was so strong that it actually broke the mandible. Now, I don't have the other half of the mandible as yet, so I can't really say, but I do know that the front part of the mandible with the canines is missing, and I didn't find it at the actual spot where I found the rest of the bones. So, bearing that in mind, what if the deer was killed at a different point from where it was consumed, and when it was carried to the place where I found the remains, it would be carried by the neck, and the jaw being damaged, maybe it was just what was left of it was hanging on just tendons and maybe fell off. So that could be a possibility, I guess. But I don't know. I'll have to try and find the other part of the mandible and the front part with the canine teeth on it. But yeah, it's quite good to try and think how damage might have happened on bones, you know. I think that's it. I'll be putting more. I'll be taking photographs with, of the of what I've found, and they're going away to be looked at. Maybe I'll have to send the bones off as well. But if I do, that's no problem. It'll be good to get an answer maybe as to what brought this roe deer to its end. And that's it.